Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into what might be the single most important molecule in your body, a master defender that's working inside you right this second. Think about it. Every single day, your body is under constant attack from stress, from toxins in the environment, and just from the natural process of aging. So what's it got in its corner? What's its most powerful built-in line of defense? Well, the answer is a hero molecule you might not have even heard of, glutathione. Get this, it's the most abundant molecule in your body right after water. Without it, life as we know it just wouldn't be possible. It gets called the master antioxidant for a reason. It is so critical for protecting our cells from damage. It even recycles other famous antioxidants like vitamin C and E, bringing them back into the fight. And on top of all that, it's an absolute powerhouse for detoxification. Now, you'd think a molecule with such a massive job would be super complex, right? Well, not really. It's actually got a surprisingly simple structure. It's what's called a tripeptide, which just means it's made from three basic amino acids: glutamate, cysteine, and glycine. That's it? Okay, so to do its job, glutathione has these two forms. Think of the ready form, GSH, as a superhero with its shield up, totally prepared to block an attack. After it takes a hit and neutralizes a threat, it becomes the spent form, GSSG. The body then works to basically repair that shield, recycling GSSG right back into the ready-to-fight GSH form so it can go out and defend you all over again. All right, so how exactly does glutathione protect us? Well, it's got three absolutely critical missions inside your body. First up, it acts as a bodyguard for our mitochondria. Those are the tiny power plants inside our cells that generate all our energy. And you've got to listen to how the source lecture puts it. You're only as good as your mitochondria. Powerful, right? Well, glutathione is what keeps those power plants safe and humming along. Mission number two, it's basically a master janitor. It's a detox hub that literally binds to nasty stuff like heavy metals, environmental pollutants, even the byproducts of medications, makes them harmless, and then just escorts them right out of the body. And third, it cools the fire of inflammation. By keeping oxidative stress in check, it helps manage what some scientists are calling inflammaging. That's the chronic, low-grade inflammation tied to aging that is a key driver for so many diseases. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Our hero, well, it doesn't stay at full strength forever. There's an inevitable decline. This timeline really paints a clear picture. Our natural production of glutathione peaks when we're in our 20s, but then it starts to drop off. By the time you hit 80, your levels can be critically low, and that leaves your body way more vulnerable to damage. And it's not just age. Modern life itself is just waging a constant war on our glutathione levels. I'm talking about things like alcohol, some medications like acetaminophen, constant stress, sugary diets, pollution, not getting enough sleep. All of it just drains our precious reserves. So if our hero is fading, what can we do? How do we call in reinforcements? Fortunately, there are several strategies out there that can help boost our glutathione levels. We can start with the basics, our lifestyle. Eating sulfur-rich foods, think broccoli, kale, garlic, gives your body the raw materials it needs. And then there's the other stuff we all know we should be doing: getting enough sleep, managing stress with things like meditation, and getting some moderate exercise. All of it helps your body produce and hang on to its glutathione. Now, for more direct support, we can look at supplementation. But listen, they are not all created equal. Oral pills, super easy, yeah. But as the expert in the source material notes, they do something, but it's not great. Creams and sprays are a step up, but to get those really high, impactful PEEP levels in the body, you're looking at injections, either subcutaneous, which you can do yourself, or an IV in a clinic. But hold on, before anyone rushes out looking for supplements, we need to have a serious reality check. Boosting glutathione isn't some simple magic bullet, and there are crucial limitations you have to consider. The expert source himself is the first to point this out. He asks, where are the randomized double-blind control studies? And his answer is, they're often not there. A lot of what we know is really promising, but it comes from smaller studies or doctors' clinical observations, not yet from those massive gold standard human trials. And this becomes incredibly important when we talk about something like cancer, where glutathione is a total double-edged sword. On one hand, it might help prevent DNA damage that can lead to cancer. But, and this is a huge but, it can also protect the cancer cells themselves, potentially making treatments like chemotherapy and radiation less effective. So at the end of the day, this is not about megadosing. The body is all about balance.
Believe it or not, a little bit of oxidative stress is actually necessary for important cell signals. The real goal is to find that Goldilocks zone. Not too little, not too much, but just right.
So look, there is no question that glutathione is a massive player in our health. The key takeaway is to understand its role as our body's master defender, while also respecting the scientific nuances and the questions that we still need to answer. Which leaves us with the big one, right? Is managing this one molecule the secret to healthy aging? Or is it just one really important piece of a much larger, more complex puzzle we're just starting to figure out?